You've been walking through hell for so long that you've forgotten what heaven even looks like. The memory of warmth, of softness, of something kind and gentle, it faded a long time ago. But that's okay. Heaven was never meant for people like you. Heaven is for the soft ones, the ones still clutching at dreams with trembling fingers, still hoping the world is kinder than it is. But you and me, we don't have the luxury of hope. We live in the real world, the world where wolves wear human skin, and kindness is a currency too expensive to afford. The world where trust is a liability, and love is a weapon waiting to be turned against you. I know. I know the weight you carry. The way your heart drags behind you like a rusted chain scraping against the pavement. I know how exhaustion seeps into your bones, how the past clings to you like smoke, impossible to wash off. I see the way you laugh at your own misery, how you twist your pain into something bitter and sharp, something easier to swallow when it's wrapped in a joke. You learned that early, didn't you? That if you make it funny, people won't look too closely. They won't see the cracks. They won't see the emptiness eating you alive from the inside out. So you became an actor in your own tragedy. You put on a show, painting on a smile, playing the role they expected, strong, unshaken, untouchable. You convinced them. Hell, sometimes you even convinced yourself. But when the lights go out, when the curtain drops, and there's no one left to fool, you're left with the truth. You're alone. You have always been alone. And no matter how many times you tell yourself it doesn't matter, it does. It hurts. It cuts deep, in places no one else can see, places no amount of time can ever fully heal. But here's the thing, pain is real. Pain is honest. People lie, smiles deceive, promises break. But pain never leaves. Pain never betrays you. It stays. It carves itself into your bones, a constant, unyielding presence. And if you let it, it can destroy you. It can drown you. But if you're smart, if you're strong, you can use it. You can let it sharpen you. Let it fuel you. You think the world owes you something. It doesn't. You think someone's going to save you. They won't. You either save yourself or you rot. It's that simple. You have to move alone. You have to be your own army. Because out there it's war. And the first rule of war: trust no one. You already learned that the hard way, didn't you? When you needed them the most, they turned away. When you were drowning, they stood on the shore and watched. Some of them even smiled. Some of them enjoyed it. They wanted to see you break, wanted to see if you could claw your way out of the pit they pushed you into. But here you are, scarred, bruised, still breathing. And as long as you breathe, you fight. You keep moving, step after step, alone if you have to. Because the road ahead isn't paved with kindness. It isn't lined with helping hands. It's jagged, unforgiving. It will tear at you, cut into you, try to break you. But you've already survived worse. And survival, that's what you do. Strength. What a funny little word. People think it means muscles, power, standing tall with your chin held high. But you and I, we know better. Strength is a lonely road. A tightrope stretched over a pit of broken promises. It's paved with betrayal, lined with lost love, littered with the shattered remains of all those sweet little dreams you once dared to have. You wanted love, didn't you? Wanted friendship, wanted someone to understand the chaos rattling around in that delightful little head of yours. Someone who wouldn't flinch when they saw what lurked behind your smile. But you got none of that. No love, no warm embraces. Just cold shoulders and locked doors. Just silence where there should have been laughter. Just empty spaces where people used to be. So now you become the love you needed. You become your own best friend. You become the storm that wipes the slate clean, that drowns out every whisper, every doubt, every pathetic little plea for mercy. They say it's a cold world. Fine. Be colder. Be the frost that bites. Be the winter that kills. Look at you, heart full of ashes, venom pumping through your veins. Beautiful. And the best part, they made you this way. Oh yes, they built their own little monster, stitched it together with lies and disappointment. And now they have to live with it. You don't walk alone because you want to. No. You walk alone because you don't need them, not anymore. You took a lovely little trip through hell, and guess what? You came back with the devil on a leash. You have seen the darkness. You have been the darkness, and now it moves with you. follows you like a lovesick dog, bends to your every little whim. So go on, take a step, make it count. Every breath you draw, let it carry purpose. Let it carve your name into the world like a knife through silk, because they will try to bring you down, try to shove you back into the pit, try to remind you that you were supposed to stay broken, supposed to stay small. But they don't know who they're dealing with. They don't know that the bones of your failures built your throne. They don't know that the fire they lit to burn you alive only forged you into steel. The world, it's a battlefield, and every single day, it's war, and you walk alone. Because soldiers march alone. Because warriors die alone. But before they die, before they fall, they make damn sure the world remembers them. So go on, walk. Walk with the ghosts of who you used to be. Walk with the weight of everything you have lost. Walk like a king with a crown of scars. But never dash stop. Because if you stop, they win, and you were never built to lose. You are a storm wrapped in flesh, a nightmare with a pulse. The answer to every sneer, every whisper, every doubt they ever threw your way. And when it's all said and done, when the dust settles, and they look back, they will see nothing but your shadow. Because by then, you will be long gone, alone, but never broken. So move, dark man, move. Now this is a masterpiece of madness, a little tragedy wrapped in venom, stitched together with rage, and dressed up in the finest suit of silence. A lonely road, a broken mirror, alone, and let the world shiver when you pass by. They call you cold, don't they? Say you've changed, say you've turned cruel, say you stopped reaching out, stopped explaining yourself, stopped trying to squeeze your jagged little edges into the soft, comfortable mold they built for you. But the truth, the delicious, bitter, sharp-edged truth, you're not cold, you're just tired. Tired of bending, twisting, contorting yourself into something that fits their comfort. Tired of swallowing the fire in your throat, locking away the rage in your bones, burying the storm in your chest just to keep the peace in a war you never even asked to fight. You didn't walk away because you wanted to. No, my friend. You walked away because it was the only way to keep yourself from shattering into a million little pieces scattered to the wind like dust, like echoes, like something fragile. But you are not fragile. They don't know, do they? They don't know about the nights you lay there, staring at the ceiling while ghosts danced in your head, each betrayal playing on repeat like a broken record stuck on the worst part of the song. They don't know about the emptiness that crawled into your chest, made a nice little home there, put its feet up, and started rearranging the furniture. They don't know how you tried to fill it with drinks, with fights, with strangers whose lips tasted like lies and whose hands felt like fading memories. But you don't talk about it. Oh no, no one wants to hear it. They want the strong version of you, the one who grins through the pain, who keeps getting back up no matter how many times he's knocked down. They want the armor, not the man bleeding underneath it. They want the show, the illusion, the mask. But you know the truth, don't you? You see it every time you look in the mirror. The cracks, the fractures, the way your eyes used to burn, but now they're dull, dimmed by the weight of every ghost clinging to your back, whispering in your ear, dragging at the corners of your mouth. You're tired of the fight, but you're even more tired of losing. So you keep moving, one step, then another, even if it feels like you're dragging your own corpse behind you, even if every breath is a struggle against the darkness clawing at your throat. Because a long time ago, you learned something very important. No one is coming to save you. No white knights, no guardian angels, no miracle, just you, your own two fists, and a rage so deep it beats inside your chest like a second heart. You were abandoned by those who swore they'd stay, betrayed by those who promised they'd never hurt you, and every time, a little piece of you died. They didn't notice. Of course, they never do. Not until the day you stopped being the fool who forgave. Not until the day you stopped bleeding for people who would never so much as lift a finger for you. They killed the old you, left him to rot in a grave marked with broken promises and blood-stained memories. But from that grave, something else crawled out. Something ruthless, something unafraid, something with no interest in playing nice anymore. They say you changed, like that's supposed to make you feel guilty, like you owe them the version of you they could mold. control, manipulate. The version of you that bit his tongue, bowed his head, pretended the knife in his back wasn't there, wasn't twisting, wasn't cutting deeper with every smile, every lie, every betrayal. But you didn't change. Oh no, no. No. You evolved. Pain did that. Betrayal did that. Being used, discarded, lied to, that did that. They threw you to the wolves. And you, well, you came back leading the pack. Eyes cold, smile sharp, a monster. Yes, but a monster of their own making. You stopped explaining yourself, because explanations don't matter to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. They will twist your words, sharpen your truth into daggers, make you doubt your own mind. So you learned, oh yes, you learned. Now you move in silence. You cut them off without warning. No apologies, no explanations, no second chances. You erase their names, burn their memories, wipe them from existence with a ruthlessness that even scares you. And oh, how beautiful it is. So let them talk, let them wonder, let them whisper behind your back about how cold you've become. Because when they look into your eyes now, they don't see the person they once knew. They don't see the fool who loved too much, trusted too easily. No. Now, they see something else entirely. Now, they see fear. So walk, my friend, walk alone. And let the world shiver when you pass by. Now this is a delicious little piece of madness, a tragedy, a comedy, a horror story wrapped in silk. Who's to say? The punchline, my dear friend, is that you don't break. No. You adapt, you evolve, and when they look back, when they see what you've become, oh ho, well, let's just say, they won't be laughing. Shall we begin? Sometimes you cut them off without a second thought, just like that. Snip, snip, not because you want to, but because you've seen what happens when you let them slither back in. Oh, they always come back, don't they? With those sugar-coated apologies, dripping in poison, seeping through their smiles, soft words slithering right into your ear. I've changed, they whisper. I'm sorry, they say. And just when you start to lower your guard, just when you think maybe, just maybe this time will be different, that's when the knife slides between your ribs. Oh, but not this time. Never again. You made a promise to yourself, didn't you? Standing alone in the dark, fists clenched, jaw so tight it ached. Never again. The world doesn't care if you're tired, doesn't care if you're broken or bleeding, or if your soul is so numb that even pain feels like a distant memory. No. The world just keeps coming, throwing storms, knives, nightmares. Oh, the nightmares until you're nothing but bones, until there's nothing left to bury. So what do? Do you lie down? Let it bury you. Let it carve you into another forgotten corpse in the graveyard of the weak. No. You get up, you spit blood in its face, you keep moving. Alone, if that's what it takes. With fists clenched, teeth bared, and those wonderful, hollow, dead eyes locked on the horizon. No matter how dark it gets, no matter how heavy it all feels, they look at you now and they see the scars, the anger, the silence, and they don't understand. They can't understand. They don't see the nights you spent fighting your own mind, the mornings where just getting out of bed felt like dragging a corpse behind you. They don't see the way you forced a smile, wore the mask, played the part because the alternative was watching them look at you with pity. Oh, how you hate that look. They don't see the rage you choke down every single day, just to keep from tearing the whole damn world apart. And they never will. So let them think you're heartless. Let them whisper that you've grown cold. Better they fear you than think they can use you. Better they hate you than think they can save you. Revenge. No, my dear. Revenge is for people who still have hope, for people who still believe that making them suffer will somehow make your pain hurt less. But you know better. Pain doesn't go away. Oh no, it just changes shape, changes owners. So you let it go. Not for them, no, never for them, but for you. Because dragging that hatred around was drowning you faster than any betrayal ever could. You let it go because you were tired. Tired of looking back. Tired of carrying corpses on your shoulders. Tired of living in a graveyard of memories. You let it go because you finally realized something. You don't need closure from people who never gave a damn about you in the first place. That's so you move. Oh, you move. With fire in your eyes and ice in your veins. with the rage of 1,000 betrayals and the calm of a man who's been to hell and made it his home, with the quiet fury of someone who has nothing left to lose, but everything left to prove. You move, because if you stop, they win, and you were never built to lose. They'll call you ruthless, they'll call you heartless, they'll call you cold. Let them. Better they fear you than think they can use you. Better they hate you than think they can save you. You stop needing their approval the day you realize the only one who's going to dig you out of this grave is you. So keep your head down, keep your guard up, and keep moving, alone, if that's what it takes, until the darkness fades, or swallows you whole. Because in the end, that's all you've ever known. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. You've been breathing smoke for so long, you've forgotten what clean air tastes like. Been walking this path with shadows, nipping at your heels, with whispers in your head telling you to quit. They tell you it's pointless, that you're fighting a war that was lost long before you even knew it had started. And yet, you keep moving, not because you think there's some light at the end, not because you believe in some fairy tale ending where all the pain finally makes sense. You keep moving because stopping means surrender, and surrender is just another word for death. You've seen what happens when people stop fighting, seen how they fade into ghosts, empty eyes, forced smiles, just surviving instead of living. And you swore that wouldn't be you. So even when your legs feel like lead, even when every breath is a battle, you put one foot in front of the other, because the only way out is through. You used to be soft, didn't you? Used to care too much, used to love too hard, used to believe that if you just gave enough, just proved yourself enough, they'd see you. And what did it get you? Empty hands, a heart full of knives. They took everything you gave, and then asked for more, left you bleeding, then laughed at you for not being enough. So you learned solitude. It's not the same as loneliness now, is it? No. The quiet is a sanctuary after all. The noise, after all the lies, after all the hollow words wrapped in pretty little bows. You'd rather walk alone in the dark than follow the herd into their precious little light. You don't want their light. Love is for the soft, for the hopeful, for the ones who still believe in fairy tales and happily ever afters. But you don't want love. You want loyalty. You want someone who has seen your worst and stayed anyway. Someone who doesn't flinch at your darkness, who doesn't run when the storms come. But you stopped looking for that a long time ago, didn't you? Stopped hoping, stopped believing. Because love is a weakness, a noose they tie around your neck with pretty words and empty promises. A leash disguised as a lifeline. So you learned to choke down the loneliness until it tasted like strength. Learned to find comfort in the cold. Learned to make friends with the shadows. And now they say you're bitter, that the hate is eating you alive, that the rage is going to burn you out. Let them talk, let them whisper, let them call you angry, let them think you're lost. While they chatter, you move in silence. While they linger, you build alone. While they drown in comfort, you claw your way out of the pit they left you in. They don't understand, do they? They don't understand that rage is the only thing keeping you warm. That hate is the fire that keeps your heart beating when everything else has turned to ash. They don't understand that the darkness isn't something you're running from. It's something you became. You embraced it, made it yours, because light may guide you, but darkness teaches you to survive. But they miss the old you, don't they? The soft one, the forgiving one, the one who would take them back with open arms and bleeding wrists. They want the version of you they could control, the one who would bite his tongue and bow his head and apologize for things that weren't even his fault. But that version of you, dead, buried 6 feet under, right next to your regrets. This new you, this cold one, this ruthless one, oh, he's here to stay. This you doesn't beg for respect, doesn't ask for loyalty. He takes what he's owed and burns anything that gets in his way. So move alone. Move with fire in your eyes and ice in your chest. Move like you've already died, and come back hungry for vengeance. Move like a storm with nowhere left to go but forward, tearing through everything in your path until there's nothing left but ashes and echoes. Because in the end, what else is there? No saviors, no saints, no one to pick you up when you fall. Just You, bleeding, breathing, refusing to die. They think they've won, don't they? They think the silence means you're broken, that the cold means you've given up. Oh. But they don't understand. They don't understand that the silence is just the calm before the storm, that the cold is just the armor you wear while you sharpen your blades and count your scars. They don't understand that every step you take alone is one step closer to proving them wrong, one step closer to showing them that the monster they made isn't just surviving. He's coming back to collect. So move alone. Move alone. Because the world doesn't give a damn about the ones who fall behind. It remembers the ones who crawl out of their graves with fire in their eyes and blood on their hands. It remembers the ones who move alone. You built walls out of every lie they ever told you, filled the cracks with anger and disappointment until nothing could get in. You stopped offering pieces of yourself to people who only came around to take, stopped explaining yourself to those who only listened to reply, stopped expecting honesty from mouths that only spoke in riddles and half-truths. And now they wonder why you're cold, why you don't flinch at their words, why you don't bend when they push. But they don't see the price you paid for this indifference. They don't see the nights you spent staring into the dark, hands shaking, mind clawing at the walls of your skull. They don't see the pieces of you that died every time you let someone in, only to watch them walk away when the storms came. So let them talk. Let them call you ruthless, unfeeling, a monster. Let them. Because monsters don't break. They burn. So move, dark man. Move. So, you get it now, don't you? There are no heroes coming to save you. No warm hands reaching through the dark. No soft voices whispering, I'm here. There's just you. You in the fire. You in the cold. You in the path that stretches forward, slick with the blood of the past. They thought they broke you. Thought they could bury you under the weight of their betrayal, their silence, their oh so sweet lies. But they forgot one little thing, didn't they? You don't stay buried. You claw your way out. You rise. You laugh in the face of the storm, because you are the storm now. So let them talk. Let them watch. Let them fear. And you move alone. Because the world only remembers the ones who refuse to die. So here are 3 cheat codes. Number 1. Trust is a loaded gun. Be careful who holds it. People will smile while they reload. They'll swear they'd never pull the trigger until they do. So keep your guard up. Keep your circle small, and when in doubt, unload the gun yourself. Number 2. Pain is just a tool. Sharpen it. Oh, they wanted to break you. How funny. Turn their knives into your teeth. Use every scar, every betrayal, every sleepless night as fuel. You don't get bitter, you get better. You don't cry, you laugh. And then, you keep moving. Number 3. Silence is power. Use it. They expect a reaction. They want to see you snap, scream, beg. But the most terrifying thing you can do, just smile, just walk away. Because when you stop explaining, stop defending, stop caring, oh, that's when they realize they lost you forever. Now go on or move alone.